Hello there, boys and girls. Welcome to lesson 12.6, metric unit of length. And how do you like my new lightsaber I just got? Our essential question is, how can you use models to compare metric unit of length? Casey, stop doing that. Hello there.
Hi.
Okay, anyways, lesson 12.6, turn in your Go Math book. When comparing metric units of length, always think about how the metric system is based on 10. For example, 10 millimeters are in 1 centimeter. Remember, millimeters are those little tiny little strips, and there's 10 of them that fit inside 1 centimeter, which is the width of your finger. Now, 10 centimeters equals a decimeter. Remember, 10 fingertips is about the width of your hand. There's 10 decimeters inside of a meter. 100 centimeters equals a meter, and 1,000 millimeters will equal 1 meter. So let's look at our chart right here. On your homework, number 1 says 4 meters is equal to how many centimeters? Well, you need to think about that. If there are 100 centimeters inside 1 meter, then there would be 100 centimeters times 4 meters will equal 400 centimeters. That's why we were able to put 400 for number 1. So let's look at number 2. On number 2, it says 8 centimeters equals how many millimeters? Remember, there are 10 millimeters inside 1 centimeter according to my chart. So I'm going to make a model here. I'm going to draw out 8 centimeters. Just assume that those are 8 centimeters. And if I know that there are 10 millimeters per centimeter, then it's really like saying 10 8 times, also known as 10 times 8. So if you count it up, you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Therefore, 8 centimeters is equal to 80 millimeters. Let's do number 3. Again, let's look at our chart. We're comparing decimeters to meters. So on my chart, 10 decimeters equals 1 meter. So if I had 5 meters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each meter equals 10 decimeters, then that means on meter number 1, I have 10 decimeters. Meter number 2, I have 10 decimeters. Meter number 3, I have 10 decimeters. Meter number 4 is equal to 10 decimeters. And meter number 5 is equal to 10 decimeters. Therefore, 5 meters times 10 decimeters per meter equals 50 total decimeters. So you should have 50 for number 3. Let's look at number 4 and 5. Now for number 4, it shows that we're comparing 9 meters to millimeters. So we want to know how many millimeters will be in 9 meters. So let's look at our conversion chart up here. I know that 1,000 millimeters equals 1 entire meter. Because remember, millimeters are those little teeny tiny strips that are inside of centimeters. So it takes 1,000 of them to equal your full meter stick. So let's just go ahead and draw our model, because that is our essential question, is using models. I'm going to draw out 9 meters. Now, of course, this isn't the value of a meter, but I'm just representing this little strip as a meter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 meters. Inside each meter has 1,000 millimeters. So I'm going to write 1,000 on each one of my meter models. And if you add it up, you would say 1,009 times. Therefore, 9 times 1,000 equals 9,000. You can prove it. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. Therefore, 9 meters is equal to 9,000 millimeters. Okay, pause the video, try number 5 on your own, and we'll check it together. Okay, on number 5, I drew out 7 meters. My black lines are my meters, so I have 1 meter, 2 meter, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. For each of the meters, I put 100 written on it because there are 100 centimeters per meter. So I just can add up my 100 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700. Also known as 7 times 100 has a value of 700. You should have said 700 centimeters. So let's compare using greater than, less than, or equal to. Number 6 says 8 meters and 80 centimeters. We want to see which is greater. Well, let's go ahead and think about how many centimeters will be in meters. I'm going to convert this value right here into centimeters. So I know 8 whole meters. Each meter has 100 centimeters in it because according to my chart up above, I can see that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Well, right away when I do my very first model, I can see 1 meter is 100 centimeters. If I were to continue this, I would end up saying that 8 times 100 is 800. Therefore, 800 centimeters is greater than 80 centimeters. Do you see how I did that? It's always best to change one of your values to make them both the same. In this case, I made them both centimeters. Let's try number 7. Now for number 7, we are comparing decimeters and centimeters. So looking up here, I could see that there are 10 centimeters per decimeter. So I'm going to change my decimeter into centimeters. So I'm going to draw out 3 decimeters, and inside each decimeter it says I need to have 10 centimeters. So I'm going to put 10, 10, and 10. So I could see that 10 times 3 equals 30 centimeters. Therefore, 3 decimeters equals 30 centimeters. Go ahead and try number 8 and 9 on your own by pausing the video, and then I will show you the correct answers, and let's see if we agree. All right, for number 8, 4 meters and 450 centimeters. You should have converted your 4 meters to be 400 centimeters. Therefore, 450 centimeters is greater than 400 centimeters, also known as 4 meters. For number 9, 90 centimeters and 9 millimeters. Look at your chart. You should have seen that 9 millimeters are very, very tiny. In fact, it takes 10 millimeters to equal 1 centimeter. Therefore, I know number 9 has to be 90 centimeters is much greater than 9 little millimeters. Let's go on. I hope you did well on those, by the way. Because the decimal system is also based on 10, just like the metric system, we can actually describe the length in meters as a fraction and as a decimal. So 43 centimeters would equal how many meters as a fraction or a decimal? Well, let's look back at our chart. We know that there are 100 centimeters in a meter, so that'll be out of 100, because remember, the whole would be out of 100. So if there's 43 centimeters, out of 100 centimeters, it would be 43 hundredths. How do we write 43 hundredths as a decimal? Do you remember? You have 0 wholes and 43 hundredths. Let's go on to number 11. Now we're going to talk about decimeters into meters. We're going to describe it as a fraction and a decimal. Now looking right here at my chart, I can see that there are 10 decimeters per 1 whole meter. That means that our meter stick is cut into 10 equal parts, and the 10 parts are called decimeters, and there's 10 of them. So if I had 6 decimeters, how much does that equal of a meter? It would be 6 tenths of a whole meter. You would write it as a fraction as 6 tenths, and remember as a decimal we write 6 tenths as 0 and 6 tenths. The reason why 6 decimeters is 6 tenths of a meter is because if a meter stick is cut into 10 equal parts like this, and each of those parts are called decimeters, and you have 6 of them, just like with fractions, you would say that 6 tenths are shaded in, because that's a value of 6 decimeters out of 1 whole meter. Let's go on to the next question. Now remember with centimeters, there are 100 centimeters per 1 whole meter. Looking over here, you can see that a meter stick has 100 centimeters. So if you have 8 centimeters inside 1 whole meter, you know that your denominator would have to be 100 because it's centimeters equals the 1 whole meter stick, and you're using 8 of them. So as a fraction, we write it as 8 hundredths. And remember, with decimals, we're going to the hundredths place. So please don't put an 8 in your tenths place. It would be 8 in your hundredths place. That's called 8 hundredths. So 8 centimeters is really just the value of 8 hundredths of a meter. So try number 13 on your own. Pause the video, and then let's check it together. Okay, remember with decimeters, according to my chart, there are 10 decimeters per 1 whole meter. So your fraction denominator is going to be out of tenths, and we're looking at 3 decimeters. So your numerator should be 3, your denominator should be 10, and we write 3 tenths as 3 tenths of a meter, because you would have 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths. That's 1 decimeter, 2 decimeters, 3 decimeters out of 10 decimeters, which equals 1 whole. So let's take a look at our problem-solving questions at the bottom of our Go Math sheet. Number 14 says a flagpole is 4 meters tall. How many centimeters tall is a flagpole? So as I can see, I'm taking my meters to centimeters. Therefore, I'm going to look at my conversion chart. Some of you don't even have to look at your conversion chart. You already know that there's 100 centimeters per meter. Therefore, if I were to make a flagpole that's 4 meters tall, my equation would be what? Go ahead and pause the video, try it out, and then we'll check it together. Okay, for this one, I'm going to say it's 4 meters tall, so I'm going to make mine going the long way vertically. 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters. I know according to my chart over here that there are 100 centimeters per 1 meter. So I'm just going to call this 100, 200, 300, 400. So therefore, it's going to be 4 times 100 would tell me that I have a 400 centimeter tall flagpole. Let's go to the next question. Okay, for number 15, it says, a new building is 25 meters tall. How many decimeters tall is the building? So look at your conversion chart again over here. You're taking meters to decimeters. So how many decimeters are in each meter? We have 10 decimeters per meter. You may want to draw a model for this, or you might just know the equation. Go ahead and work this one out, and we'll check it together. Press pause now. Knowing that my conversion chart tells me that I'm looking for decimeters and there's 10 decimeters per meter, I know that I can count by tens 25 times. So I'm just going to go ahead. I went ahead and made this to show you my 25 meters, and I'm going to go ahead and just count by tens for each one of these meters to signify the different decimeters. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I'm going to put 100 for 100 decimeters so far. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, another 100. And then I'm going to go back to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I can say that I have 250 decimeters for my building. And really the equation was just 25 times 10 will give me 250 decimeters. Let's check out our homework questions now. Go ahead and turn your page. Your 2 homework questions are, number 1, a pencil is 15 centimeters long. How many millimeters long is that pencil? And number 2, John's father is 2 meters tall. How many centimeters tall is John's father? I've gone ahead and made the conversion chart for you so that way you can have it on the screen to help you on these 2 questions. When you're finished with these 2 questions, do the last 4 review problems on page 232. We'll check those as well tomorrow in class. And don't forget to assess yourself when you're done with our lesson. Somewhere on your paper, probably in the top right corner, assess yourself as either 1, a novice, 2, apprentice, 3, practitioner, or 4, expert. When you're done with this lesson, and we will check it tomorrow in class, and we'll practice more in class, so you will feel like an expert or practitioner by the time that we're done. Again, here are your 2 questions. And don't forget to do the last 4 review problems on page 232. Have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.